This video is going to be about how to actually ship your products from China directly to the manufacturer inside of an Amazon FBA warehouse in the USA. And so how you actually have to do this is a little complicated at first for some people, but if you actually think about it logically, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because what ends up happening eventually is you need to have a barcode to send to your manufacturer to actually create like a little sticker and put it on each box so that your inventory is completely ready to be scanned in by Amazon when it actually arrives. Because you're never actually getting the inventory. Like they don't ship it to you and you ship it to Amazon. Your manufacturer ships it straight to Amazon. And trust me when I tell you, you want it that way. And so in order to actually ship your products from China to the Amazon FBA warehouse directly, you have to have like all of your barcodes and things kind of figured out. And then you basically just send your supplier an email, with the carton labels and with the UPCs to actually put onto the product itself. And so how we're going to do this is we're going to go to add a product and we're going to create a new product listing right here. And let's just use the example of a coffee mug. We're gonna choose coffee mugs right here, and it auto populates this little thing, this little kind of template menu thing, vital info, right? Product ID. So there's a couple ways to do this. There's a way to do a GTIN exemption that we're going to talk about just briefly if you don't want to do UPCs, but most people do UPCs, right? So there's been arguments and controversy for literally like a year or more about whether or not you're supposed to use what's called GS1, which is Amazon's officially recommended UPC provider, but other people use other things that are significantly cheaper, right? And so if you see GS1 right here, 1 through 10 is $250 plus a $50 annual fee. So for 10 UPCs, and UPCs are just barcodes that every product has, right? Universal product code. So it's like $300 for 10 here, or if you use a different one for 10, it's $37 instead of $300, right? And so, basically the summation of all of this controversy and what everybody's talking about is Amazon tells you when you try to create a product listing, like here, I'll use a UPC, and this is just the UPC that I bought from Nationwide Barcodes, right? From the much cheaper version. When I paste it in here, it says the validity of a product ID is checked against the GS1, GEPI, and ISBN databases. If your product ID is not registered with GS1, then the linked ASIN will be suppressed, and it may result in removal of your product creation privileges, right? And so this is basically a warning that says not to do it and that you should use GS1. If you want to err on the side of caution, right, use GS1. I personally still use Nationwide Barcode because I have, a bunch of them that I already bought, and it's literally like 10 times cheaper for Nationwide. And Amazon still allows me to create product listings using Nationwide barcodes, the cheaper barcodes, right? And I think it's very, very unlikely, personally, right, that Amazon is going to go and retroactively, mess around with listings that have used Nationwide or any of the other millions of UPC services, because it would just destroy their catalog. But if you want to err on the side of caution, right, then just get GS1 barcodes directly and pay the $300 and for 10 UPCs. And then, in the grand scheme of things, $300 is not that much money for, the ability to list 10 UPCs. Or if you want to save a little bit of money and, live on the wild side like me, then use nationwidebarcode.com. And these are actually purchase barcodes for Amazon. So if we come to the actual site itself, then you'll see barcodes for Amazon right here. And then it says the pricing right here, and you just choose how many you want, and that's it. So it's pretty easy. So the safe way is GS1 for $300. A little bit less safe way, but the way that I personally do is Nationwide Barcodes for $37.50. And I'll continue to use Nationwide Barcodes until Amazon literally does not allow me to create a product listing without using GS1. If they ever force me to use GS1, then, because at the time of making this video, you can still use and create Nationwide barcodes. We're doing it every single day. But Amazon may eventually right? And I want to make sure you guys always know what to do. Amazon may eventually force you to use GS1, and then you'll just have to pay the more expensive price. Or, if they force you to use GS1 and you don't want to pay the more expensive price, you can research what's called a GTIN exemption request. We're not going to go into that because most people don't need it. But if they force you to do the GS1, you really can't afford the GS1, then just Google search or YouTube search how to do a GTIN exemption. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's a way that you can avoid paying the GS1 pricing if you really don't want to. Okay, cool. So we're gonna make this. We're just gonna say like coffee mug for mom. We're gonna say the brand name is Coffee Mugs, three Z's. The offer, and this isn't that important like right now because all we're doing right now is creating a listing so that we can actually get the what's called the FN SKU, right? Because the FN SKU is what we're gonna have to send to our supplier. And once we send that to our supplier, then they're going to be able to print out like little stickers that they're going to put on every single one of our coffee mugs. And then once they're sent from the manufacturer to Amazon, Amazon's able to actually scan all of those in. Right, so we're just going to put like 1999 here. We're going to put new. And the fulfillment channel, I want Amazon to ship and provide customer service for my items if they sell, right? This is Amazon FBA. I want to ship this item myself. This is Amazon FBM, right? Fulfilled by merchant. So we're going to save and finish here. Your listing is being created. This process may take up to 30 minutes. Please check back and change your listing fulfilled by Amazon at that time. So we're just going to press continue. Right, and I'm going to pause the video really quick, and then once it's actually up, then I'm going to show you guys the next step. All right, guys, so here's the listing that we looked at. So if we click this one right here, then we can do action on. And what we're going to do is, normally you do print item labels, but sometimes it gives you an error, right? So no items submitted. I wanted to show you guys that because I've just had so many students ask me about that particular error. So what we're going to do to fix that is click this little checkbox and then go to change to fulfilled by Amazon. Even though I know we selected that to start, it's like this weird thing that just happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to convert and send inventory and save and continue. It's just there below. This form has not been completed. Add dangerous good information. Is this product a battery? Just utilize batteries? No. Product regulation information. Is this product considered dangerous? Is there hazardous material? No. It's a coffee mug. Submit. And now we're going to save and continue. So now what we're able to do, right, and we're going to actually go back into inventory because I'm going to show you guys how to actually send inventory in a second because this is how you get what's called your carton label. So two things that you need to send to your manufacturer at the end of the day are your FN SKU, right, which is basically just like a little barcode like you see on any products, right? That's one thing. The second thing that you need to send is called the carton label. So let's say that you have like 100 coffee mugs. Each one of those 100 coffee mugs is in a little cardboard package. It has a little sticker with the UPC on it, right? And then let's say that 100 of those fit inside of one carton. Then you'd also need one carton label. So you'd have 100 little FN SKUs all printed on the box that the coffee mug is inside, right? All 100 all have their own little sticker. And then all of them are inside one carton, and then that carton has a carton label. We're going to show you how to do both of those right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to print item label. And what we're going to do is go to print item labels right here. And so this is going to download something. And so we're going to send this to our manufacturer. And this is the little barcode right here that allows Amazon to actually scan this. So we're going to save this to our desktop. We're going to call this coffee mug FN SKU. And this is one of the two things that we need to send to our manufacturer. This is what goes on each individual cardboard packaging for every single one of our products. And so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go back to inventory here. And we're going to we're going to click this little box and we're going to go to send replenish inventory. And this is going to open up the workflow for actually creating carton labels and telling them, what's going on with the shipping plan. So the two different things here, and I want to actually bring this up. Individual products, if your shipment consists of individual items with different SKUs and in different conditions. It's almost never individual products because it would be very strange to put different products in like the same cartons and things like that. Case pack products, if your shipment consists of cases previously packaged by the manufacturer that contain identical items with matching SKUs in the same condition, excuse me. So we're going to click this and we're going to go to continue to shipping plan. And what we're going to do is we are going to actually fill this out. So your supplier is going to be able to tell you how many units are coming, per case. They might say, yeah, well, okay, so 48 units fit per case. And, you guys ordered 200 or whatever the case may be. So there's going to be a number of cases, right? So something that I like to do actually, and this is a good little note to take down, is you want to ask up front how many units are going to be in each case, right? Because and the reason that I say that is because if they say 48 units fits per case, but you order 200 units, then there's going to be that awkward 48 times 4, right? So there's going to be like 8 missing units, and then it just gets a little tricky. Instead, order 48. If they say there's 48 per case, right, or per carton, then order 48 times X, like the number of cartons that you want to reach that number that we taught you how to do when you're actually inventory forecasting and choosing how many products that you want to sell to be able to sell, and factor in giveaways for that 90-day or that 3-month period. So let's just assume that they said there's 48 units per case. And let's say that we wanted to buy, 48 times 4, then there would be 192 total units here. Your supplier is going to be able to give you the measurements in inches. I usually just keep it inches. They usually give it to you in centimeters, but I'll do inches. So let's just guess that it's 12 inches by 4 by 6 or something like that, right? And let's say that it's 0.5 pounds. And again, your manufacturer is going to tell you exactly, what's going on with this. So you can just like literally enter it. So we're going to go save and then continue. And so we are going to prep this, right? Because how I prefer to do things is your manufacturer literally does everything. They package it, they put the UPCs, they put all the codes, everything that you need onto it, and then they just ship it completely finished and ready to kind of be ready to roll to the manufacturer. And so we're going to go to continue. And for this one, all products must have the scannable barcode for non-commingled products, and Amazon product label will need to be affixed to each unit. You can print off and apply the labels on this page, or have Amazon apply the labels for you for a fee. Right, so we're going to go to continue. And it's going to create your shipping plan here, right? And you can call it whatever you want. You can say like coffee mug shipping plan. And then it's going to show you ship to LGBA Rialto, California, right? And so this is going to be the actual address that you're going to ship to. And so we're going to approve the shipment here. And then the kind of the last thing that happens here is it's going to give you the carton labels. Right, and all of this stuff you can actually just work out with your freight forwarder. And so I'm going to talk about exactly who we use and who we recommend for freight forwarding. But I would always check with your freight forwarder because I, to be perfectly honest, hate dealing with shipping, and I'm not a shipping company. But we're going to give you guys and introduce literally the cheapest, best quality shipping company that I've ever seen and that I've ever used and I've ever worked with. We're going to talk about that in a second. So we're just going to leave this how it is. How will this shipment be packed? We'll do multiple boxes. Right, and then how will you provide box content? You can use the web form. So you can basically just write the same thing, 48 units per box, number of boxes, box weight, right? They'll tell you all of this stuff, box dimensions. You could say 12, 24, 36, something like that. Confirm. So you can calculate the shipping charges here. And then this is basically going to give you your shipping fees. It's that I agree to the terms and conditions. And then you press accept charges, right? And then you can print the box labels here. And the box labels are your carton labels. So I'm not actually going to do this because this is just like an explanatory. This is just an explanatory kind of tutorial. I'm not actually creating the shipping plan. And Amazon would actually charge me if I click this button. But you just press this button, right? And then the last thing you do is print box labels. And the two things that you're sending to your supplier are the box labels or the carton labels or whatever you want to call it. And then also your FN SKU that we downloaded that I showed you exactly how to do. And those are the two things that your supplier needs to be able to, properly label all of your individual products and then properly label the cartons that your products are inside. So that is the shipping plan. That is generating an FMQ from a UPC, right? We talked about GS1. We talked about nationwide barcode. We talked about the GTIN exception if you're really not trying to use GS1 and they are disallowing sometime in the future using nationwide barcode. I know that I provided you value, so what I want you to do is to like this video. I want you to leave a comment on this video. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe, turn on notification bells so that you will be the first person to be notified every time we drop a brand new video. If you want to learn more, I do have a completely free course, and there will be a link down underneath this description, guys. Completely for free, 100%. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and let's get to the next.